What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Snapmaker video. Had a few questions from people wanting to know where I keep the Snapmaker, just from what you've seen in the background of some of the other videos. So I thought I would do one just showing you the enclosure that I built for the Snapmaker. So, I'm not using the off-the-shelf one. I actually built this myself. It was a lot of work. It was worth it in the end, but yeah, I don't know if I would do it. Don't know if I would do it if I had to do it all over again. Um, anyway, so what do we have here? Well, this is actually an IKEA BROR, BROR unit. You can see the bottom. If you just look at this bottom section here, it's like a trolley. It's got wheels on it. It's really good, really solid units. You can stand on them and they can take the weight really well. So that's what the Snapmaker used to sit on, and I used to just push it around and use it wherever the hell I am in the house, or if I'm in the garage or whatever. And then I decided, or I had the great idea, so let's add a second one on top of it. So this is actually a double stack of IKEA Brors. If you look down here, you've got the original top section, yeah, and then there's another top section up there, which is the next one, and they've been, so if you follow this down, they've been bolted together, and we have these doors, which are actually Broer door kits, two of them stacked on top of each other, yeah. And you're like, well, what is the front door then? The front door is actually one of the shelves that I've turned vertical and drilled holes in it and mounted a handle and done some crazy stuff. You'd be amazed how modular these things are. But we can open the door like that and back up a little bit, have a look. Yeah, and it's like the perfect size for the Snapmaker. I mean, it's tight. I'm not gonna lie. If you look on the side here, we're getting pretty close, and over here as well. But it fits, and it works. And we've got a light inside, which I added in. We've got the power supply mounted up high at the back to keep dust off it, and then we've got this ominous grill at the back. And you're wondering, okay, so what's the grill for? Well, I decided to add air extraction as well, that is HEPA filtered. And yeah, so we'll go around the back and I can show you. So we've got this box that I added onto the back of it, and I know it looks a bit big. I have my limitations on what I can do. I actually chose an off-the-shelf filter that I can get from work, and that sort of dictated, how this was going to be. So the filter, I got for nothing, but I had to build everything else around it, obviously. But they're actually industrial-sized filters, and really good. Oh, let me open this for you. So I put it on some hinges. The door opens out, so you can change the filter, and we've got this this interior section here with the cutout, and I'll take the filter out and you can have a look. So you got this big filter cartridge with a ton of surface area, very big unit, and then inside here we've got 4 Nidec server fans. Now these fans are very powerful. They are 220 CFM each, so you're pushing almost 900 CFM through these fans. Not that I run it that fast, because yeah, they're bloody loud, but I wanted them to be way over spec'd because they've got industrial ball bearings in them. They're not going to get clogged up with dust or anything. And then on the top here we have the fan speed control, and we can also turn on everything from here. So if I turn on the HEPA fans, we can power it up like that. They're all running. Can power them right down like that, yeah. So you can actually run them at a nice low speed, nice little hum, nothing much to them. And they actually, because there's 4 of them, they still move a significant amount of air, even at low speed. But we can also take them right up to the limit. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of airflow there. Probably a bit overkill. But we've got interior gasketing for the filter, to compress the filter, to try and get a good seal so no air bypasses around the edges of the filter. So the filter cartridge just sort of, hang on, it's a little bit hard one-handed. Drops in like that, yeah, like that. So we've got an exterior gasket which seals the housing, and then we've also got this foam here, which is, it also sort of acts as another gasket, but it also helps push the filter inwards against the rear gasket. So it gives it a nice seal. You know, we've got a pre-screen here, which doesn't really do much, but it was just to help catch, you know, large particles of dust before this filter cops the brunt of it. And it's all just magnetic, yeah, and it just closes like that, and that's it. It's ready to go. It's solid, doesn't open easily. And then we've got the rear sort of, I can't remember what these are called, like grate. I'll just call it a grate. And these are just for noise suppression more than anything, and to make it look a bit neater, because yeah, these fans obviously can get pretty loud, but when it's all closed, yeah, not too bad. And you still get plenty of airflow through it. And you're like, okay, so we can open these side doors here. And we've got nice easy access to the side of the machine, similar to the Snapmaker one. And then you've got that rear grate that's pulling all the smoke out. And you might be wondering, like, how much suction does this thing possibly have? Well, let me show you. Yeah, so that gives you an idea of how much power this thing has. Anyway, yeah, so we've got the IKEA BROR doors. If I was doing it again, I'd probably make these a little bit more solid, because they can be a little bit floppy. I could fix that by adding a little bit more metal to the inside edge of them, but I haven't really bothered. It sort of got good enough for me, and I just left it as is. Yeah. So we've got separate power for the light. Open that a little bit so you can see. So you got your light. We've got the HEPA filtration, which we can turn on when we need it. Turn on the Snapmaker. That's control. And the 4th button, we're not going to talk about that. I don't want to hurt anyone. Yeah, and then I also added a nice chunky e-stop, which, you know, usefulness, I don't know. I had a spare and I was putting it all together, so I thought, screw it, I may as well put it in there. Turn it back on, and everything just fires up again. Pretty sweet. And yeah, we've got that that large light there. I also added a Ring stick-up camera with a custom 3D printed mount that's just sort of mounted in there. just so I can keep an eye on the printer remotely. That way I don't have to keep coming in and checking on it. And yeah, I prefer the solid panels, to be honest, because then you're not getting any scattered laser light, and it just keeps things a bit safer. And then I can just watch it on the camera instead. You shouldn't be watching it with your bare eyes. It's not good for you. Yeah, and then we sort of come in and we're back to where we started. And yeah, I just keep my tools down here. Got your shelves underneath, so you got some extra storage. I just tend to keep random stuff I'm not using on there. Yeah, you don't necessarily need to buy, the Snapmaker enclosure and the air filter and everything. You could make your own. Not saying it's, it's going to be cheap, because this definitely wasn't cheap to build. The IKEA BRORs are pretty expensive. But at the same time, if you're a bit of a handyman or handy woman, and you like building stuff, you could certainly do this. And you got to remember, this is on wheels as well, and the normal Snapmaker enclosure, you've got to put it on top of something at the end of the day. So half of this you've already got to buy regardless, pretty much. Just so everyone knows though, if you do have the Snapmaker enclosure, these IKEA BROR trolleys are absolutely perfect for the stock enclosure as well. So you can always start with this trolley and then decide from there which way you want to go. Just some intricate details. So this top section here looks really good on the outside. It's not perfect, but does the job. So this is the normal top shelf down here, which is a bit shorter, and then this is another shelf that's been flipped upside down, and then that gives you a nice metal roof. Now, why did I do that? Well, I wanted a metal roof just in case there was ever, I don't know, a fire when I'm doing laser cutting or something. That's not to say this thing's fireproof. It most certainly isn't. You've got a plastic light there, and you've still got wood and things. But I tried to use as much metal as possible to reduce the fire risk of this thing burning down if something went wrong. And I think I've done pretty well with that. It's not perfect, like I said, but it should, with the extraction fan and everything, it should be able to contain, small little fires, maybe. Let's not try. Yeah, let's not try. Anyway, just thought I'd show everyone this. A few people have asked me, like I said. And, yeah, the filtration works awesome. I was wondering if I would screw this up or if it would, something would go wrong with it, but it works. I used to fill this sort of garage with smoke every time I used the laser cutter if I was doing a reasonable sized job. Now there is zero smoke. The HEPA filter's really doing the job there. You do get some odor from the burning wood still, which I would have thought the charcoal would filter that out, but maybe I have a slight air leak or something. I'm not sure there. I'm not an expert on this stuff. I just did what I could with with the skills I have, and I think it came out pretty well. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this maybe spurs on some ideas on, building your own enclosure if you're not really happy with the Snapmaker one. Personally, I'm not too happy with it because I don't think the perspex on it is rated for proper laser use. It doesn't appear to be. And I think it's better to just have solid panels and minimize any laser light exposure as much as possible. And then you just watch it on a camera and then you don't have to expose your own eyes to it. Yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the tour of Snappy's home. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Adios.